Alright guys, mate, we're in. I hope you can hear me alright. Just managed to get down the farm for an hour with Dave. Perfect conditions here because it's a bit drizzly. Stand in the woods, find yourself a little plot up point on a flying line for the pigeons, and you find as it starts to get a bit damp like it has this afternoon, the pigeons come back in with a bit of cover in the trees. Gives you an opportunity to make a shot. I don't like going out and getting my gun wet, to be honest, but you know, sometimes it really can be worth going out and being out there in the rain for a little while, because it does produce opportunities like that. I only managed to get one pigeon before it really did start to come down, and then Dave got a phone call, so we had to make a move. But the reason I'm just making this video quickly is because when you come back, obviously, when you're at your permission, you're going to put your gun away. It's my beloved R10. You're going to put your gun away, and it's going to be wet. Right, so let's just decock that. Take the magazine out. Decock it. Right, that gun's safe now. Right, as I've shown in the other videos, good idea, grab your cleaning cloth which is in the other bag at the moment. We'll give the gun a wipe down, right, do yourself a favour and do that. Give it a good wipe down with some oily cloth, with a bit of 3-in-1 oil on it, or a known gun care product, and move that out of the way. Then what you want to do is get your stand. I said before, if you haven't got one of these stands, all you need is a cardboard box about that long, cut 2 slits in it and drop your gun in, it'll work just the same. Alright, so that'll do that. Right, wipe your gun over, give it a good wipe over. Don't bother going too mad, but like I say, just get rid of the actual moisture that you can see sitting on the surface of the gun, and allow the gun to come up to room temperature. And the reason for that is get me out of that halo. The reason for that is as the gun comes up to room temperature, it will get condensation on it, right? And then, you know, you've wiped off the water, but you're still going to have some on it, right? So that's what you need to do. Then once it's come up to room temperature, if it's got really wet like this as today, pop it out of the stock. Leave the stock somewhere ambient temperature, just room temperature. Give the action a wipe down, leave it overnight, and then put it back together the next day, making sure that you've given all the, you know, the bits that are hidden a reasonably decent wipe over with a damp and down protective liquid, something like 3-in-1 oil. Right, your bag. Now, when you put your stuff back in your bag, right, your bag gets wet, doesn't it? Which stands to reason. So what you don't then want to do is just leave your bag somewhere cold overnight while everything else is lovely. Wipe your gun down, really make the effort to make everything, you know, sure everything's going to be alright, and then go and put it back in the damn bag. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to open it right up, and I'll stick that probably in the airing cupboard or near a radiator or something along them lines. Just like I say, leave it open like that, so that any moisture that has got on the inside, the inside of that bag is quite damp. And let that air out, and then tomorrow when you put your gun back together, you pop your action back in your stock and give it a quick wipe over. As I said in my gun cleaning video, I always kind of over clean my gun. I put a little bit more liquid on than I should, and then put it in my bag. And what that does as well, it helps to build up a bit of lubrication. It comes off on the insides of the bag as well, so on the odd occasion where I haven't got time to go over my gun quickly, which I do try to avoid, but it does happen sometimes, you know, there's a bit of protection on the internals of the bag as well. So that's that really. So main thing is give it a quick wipe over when you get home, let the gun come up to room temperature, air your bag out nicely, airing cupboard or radiator, shouldn't be a problem this time of year. Make sure everything's nice and dry. Pop your action back in your stock after making sure everything's had a good oil, and you won't end up with horrible pitted rusty gun that you're ashamed to pull out in front of people. Alright, and that'll make sure everything keeps looking nice and working well. Alright, hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Ciao. Ta-da.